Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla, and I want to say a great big thank you for stopping by to visit today. I hope you're all having a great day. It's Friday, so we're ending our week and getting ready for the weekend, right? Right. My Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, they're all the same. They all look the same. I crochet all those days. We don't have anything planned for the weekend. Nothing at all. Big Daddy has not been feeling well, as I told you all in the past. He does have a doctor's appointment coming up Monday. Yesterday, he came home from work and he's, said he just didn't feel well. He felt horrible, and he came in and went into the kitchen and just immediately started throwing up. I don't know. He's been nauseated a lot lately, and he's been taking some Zofran. Like, I gave him some of my Zofran when he was nauseated over the last weekend, and then he's been taking some Zofran as a mosquito. He's been taking some Zofran at work because he's been nauseated, and so I don't know what's going on with him, but I hate seeing him this way. So anyway, just so saying that to say, we do not have plans for the weekend. I'm sure he's not going to feel like doing anything even if I feel like doing anything. So today's video is the 10 craft questions from the Secret Yarnery. So Krista is doing these 10 questions a month, and it's for anybody to answer, and it's also content creators can also make videos about the 10 questions. And so I'm going to do the 10 questions, and I'll list the 10 questions in the description box below, so you can copy and paste those. If you're a content creator, you can make a video about the 10 questions. If you don't have a channel, you can just answer the questions in the comments below, because I would love to hear your answers. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to start and go over these. Number one, does counting your stitches calm you down or stress you out? Well, I'm not a stitch counter. I don't count stitches. When I'm doing a circle, I will make sure that I have 12 single crochets, double crochets, or whatever in that circle. And then I might just make sure I got 24 if we double the 12, or ever how many you start with. If you start with 6, I might make sure I have 12 the next round or whatever. But beyond that, I don't count my stitches. And even if I'm working around, like say I started with an increase, and if I come back and it's not lining up exactly right at the end of the round, depending on how big the round is, I may just keep going. I may just kind of fudge it up and keep going. But I don't go back and count the stitches. If I'm working on a project, like a back and forth project, I surely do not count stitches. When I'm working working with Bag O' Day patterns, and she's saying at the end of this row you should have 52 stitches, and I'm like, I'll take your word for it. I should have 52, but I'm not going to count them. When I'm doing the mandala blankets, and he's like, at the end of this we should have 200 stitches, I'm just like, okay. I do not count the stitches. The only time I count the stitches is if, like, I'm talking about the mandala blanket, if you're supposed to do like 20 double crochets and then an increase, and then 20 double crochets and an increase, I will count out my 20 to know where I need to put my increases, and I'll go around and put a stitch marker so that I know where to put those increases. But other than that, I don't count. I'm not a counter. I don't know, I just feel like it's a fun craft project. It's crochet. It's not something I do to stress my life out. I want to enjoy it and just go with the flow. What was your first crochet project? Okay, number 2 and 3 is about the same thing. So I'm going to answer my first crochet project, an Americana blanket, double crochet blanket. First thing I ever crocheted on. Okay, number 3, what did you do with your first project? Well, here's the answer. I haven't finished it because I ran out of yarn, and I did end up buying another cake to go in that project, but my cake and project are not together, and I never find them both at the same time. Now, here about a week or so ago, I was in Michael's and I saw that Americana yarn that I needed for that project, and so I bought that cake because it was on clearance for like $5, and I bought it and I put it in there by my desk. The next time I find that project, I will put that cake into it and it will be done. I don't even recall what bag that project is in. I can't even remember what the bag is that it's in. So I don't know where the project is. It's somewhere in my totes, but I don't know which tote it's in or even what bag it's in. So anyway, I haven't finished my first project. But one day I will, and I will share it with you guys. What's your favorite beverage to drink while you crochet? Well, in the summertime, I drink iced tea. I love iced tea, whether it's, Louisiana sweet tea, or if it's supposed to be a hot tea and I add ice to it and I'm just drinking it for the flavoring or whatever. But in the summertime, iced tea. In the wintertime, I will drink coffee, or I will drink hot tea, or hot apple cider, or hot cocoa. I don't just drink a hot drink. I sip on it, of course, because it's hot. So if I'm thirsty and just need something to drink, I will drink iced tea, winter or summer. In the wintertime, I drink iced tea also. But if I'm just fixing me something to sit down and crochet with, I will fix coffee or hot tea in the winter. Okay, so number 5, do you buy yarn online or in person? I'm an in-person person. I've only ordered online maybe once or twice. I know I did from Joann's here a while back. I might have done it one other time. I don't typically buy yarn online. One, I'm a brick and mortar store person. I want to keep those stores going. We've had so many stores shut down, especially during and after the pandemic, or I guess we're still in the pandemic. I don't know. Are we still in the pandemic? Since 2020, when the pandemic started, we've had lots and lots of stores shut down just because they're not getting the business, the traffic, or whatever, and even though I may not know them personally, even if it's a chain store and I don't know the people who work there personally, that's people's jobs. You know what I'm saying? That's people's incomes. That's single moms trying to take care of their family. And so I always choose to support a store rather than online, just so people can keep jobs. Because the more stores that shut down is the more, people losing their jobs. So I keep that in mind. But the other thing is, I don't know, I just like to feel the yarn. I like to see the yarn and compare and stuff. I want to touch it. I'm a touchy person. I want to touch my yarn. So I would rather buy in person rather than online. Is there a certain stitch or technique that you dread doing? I've thought about this when I wrote it down, and I've thought about it several times. Let me think a little more. I really can't think of anything. I can't think of anything that I dread doing. Now, I really don't care for half double crochet. When I'm doing a project half double crochet, something I do, I don't know, when I'm going back and like going back around or going again. Something I do, I either don't get that stitch, or I miss that little front stitch or whatever. And sometimes I have a line, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have half a line and then no line. So I don't really like doing half double crochets because I have to pay attention to make sure I'm putting my hook in the right stitch loops and all. Because sometimes I think I put it in the second and third loop. Does that make sense? And not the first loop? Does that make sense? Or am I making that up? And then sometimes I put it in the first and second. And if I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, I'll, do it different every other stitch, or, every few stitches I do something different. So I don't enjoy that stitch. It's not relaxing for me because I have to pay attention. I like double crochet because I don't have to pay attention. I like single crochet because I don't have to pay attention. I can do that and watch TV or whatever at the same time. But half double crochets, I seem to have to pay attention. Does anyone else have that issue with half double crochets? I don't know. It may just be me. Okay, for number 7, do you prefer a sharp tip or a blunt tip needle? Well, I don't prefer either one. I'll use whatever is handy, whatever I can reach for and get my hand on, I'll use. I say certain projects, I might think I need to use a sharp tip needle for this. And some projects, if I'm just whatever I'm doing with that end, a blunt needle might just be perfect. I don't know. So I don't have a preference. I'm not going to hold it against you for whatever you use. Number 8, what advice do you have for working with fuzzy yarn? Well, I don't know that I've really used fuzzy yarn. I've used some blanket yarn. Oh, the Karen latte cakes, I guess. So my advice would be to use it in a project where you don't have to do like single crochets, where you have to go back into a certain, the stitch. When I use a yarn like the the latte cakes. When I use the latte cakes, or even that homespun, when I've used it in the past, someone asked me to make them a poncho one time. It was my son's boss one time asked me to make her a poncho, and so she picked out the yarn, and whenever he brought that yarn home, I was like, oh, it was all homespun. And I was just like, and so she wanted a poncho. I started out trying to do it, and I was just like, I can't do it. This ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. I can't do it. So I decided to make a granny stitch poncho, and I started around the neck area in just a 4-weight yarn, and then got it to the point where I was ready to do the granny stitch, and then I just changed to that yarn. It worked out perfect. She loved it, and that's the only way I will use that yarn. And I say the same for like latte cakes. I think a granny stitch project would probably be the easiest for me. Now, you may not have an issue with that, but I do. And for like when I'm using blanket yarn or chenille yarn or something like that, I just feel for the stitches. I just, as I'm crocheting, I just feel the next stitch and go into it. So I don't know if that's advice or not, but that's what I do. What colors do you pick for fall? I like brown, orange, and yellow together. Kind of a gold yellow and brown and orange. That's the 3 colors that make me feel fall. And number 10 is, where is the strangest place you have ever found your crochet hook? I don't think I've found it any strange places. I crochet at my desk. I don't really crochet anywhere else in the house. I do take projects with me on the go, but when I finish or whatever, I stick my crochet hook back into the pocket of my bag. And so I feel like I pretty much know where my crochet hooks are at all times. I don't have any stragglers missing or running around. So I I don't think I've ever found my crochet hook in a strange place or put it in a strange place or anything like that. I just can't think of anything. So maybe you can share the strangest place you found a crochet hook. I don't know. That is the 10 questions, and like I said, feel free to answer these in the comments below, or if you're a content creator, feel free to make your own video. Um, Hashtag it 10C questions. And it is the 10 craft questions by the Secret Yarnery. And I want to say thank you to Crystal for making these 10 questions up and getting, content creators all on the same page, answering these questions and doing this little fun tag. It's just fun, and it brings the content creators kind of together and just doing something in collaboration. Well, guys, I'm going to let you all get going. I have got a project calling my name. I hear it. If you listen, you might hear it. And I've got to get back in there to that project. See you later, friends.